Hey, this is Justin out in the workshop for Dirt Pour Outdoor, and you can see today we actually have quite a few different projects going, but the project of the day today is this really cool old Coleman twin tube fluorescent lantern. This thing got to be going on 25-30 years old. Bought it back in the day at the G.I. Joe Sporting Goods in Beaverton, Oregon for $19.99. Model number 5344 Alpha 703. Got put away. Unfortunately, it was caked in battery acid when I pulled it out. You can still kind of see some of it in there. I've done quite a bit of cleaning on it with good old military grade CLP, cleans, lubes, and protects, and a nylon brush because you don't want to scratch things up too much. When necessary, use a screwdriver to chip the really thick stuff out. One trick to clean up these contacts when they're really bad like this, rather than scraping at them with something metal, got a model railroading tool here called a Bright Boy. It's kind of like a rubber eraser, but with a kind of sandpaper grit in it. It's used on model railroading on tracks. A lot of people think you clean that with steel wool. You don't want to do that. That'd scrape it up and ruin it. You want it nice and smooth, but at the same time strip the oxide off, and that's what this guy here is for. I've done this before. I got a good old CB radio, like all other equipment, archaic equipment from the 80s and 90s, made in America. It takes 80 bazillion batteries. Same story, pulled it out of storage. It was full of gunk when batteries burst. Just use a CLP and a brush, and the Bright Boy cleaned up the contacts, and you can see that guy is good to go. Alright, well, we went ahead and disassembled the lantern. Went ahead, took the top off, and took the light tubes out. They just slip out. This just push down on the spring and it twists out. Took the globe off, literally cleaned the cobwebs out of it. Easily removed by just spinning this rod right here. It just screws in down at the bottom, and you can see that the light tubes just rest in those two receptacles there. Cleaned that all out. I've cleaned up the contacts here. You can see I cleaned the contact points in between, not such a big deal. I did actually end up resorting to the Crest Tartar Control toothpaste. That will eat up that battery acid pretty good. It'll neutralize any residual stuff that's in there. So I'm going to have to go ahead and solder the other piece right onto there. And then while I was in there, I noticed there were two clips, and you can see the one on the left right here. There's another one that makes contact with that pole right there on the right, which is right here, and you can see that it was also broken. I didn't break that when I was cleaning it up, so I'm thinking that was already broken, and it's still, the battery still touched it enough to make contact, and it ran fine. But just for extra insurance, we're going to go ahead and solder another piece to make a tab onto that. And this delving into model railroading again came from this wonderful Athearn lighting set, passenger car lighting kit, $1.95. Woo! Nothing like some good lead oxide. We're just working with lots of lead today. Great stuff. Wonderful. Again, this thing completely came apart, so we've done a Franken job on it. There's a big giant strip of copper on the back side that's holding that together. And then these little guys in here, you remember I told you about having to install a new flippy prong on there? Well, right where those two screws are on those two units going down inside, they delve deep inside this casing, to which on the inside of this unit there is actually contained two integrated circuit boards, believe it or not. And the one over on this side, when I had to remove this one to install this prong, snapped. So I had to take it apart, and I had to put a prong going down inside and install it to that screw as well as this. So we got it all together. So God, it's ugly, but we'll see if it works. Alright, moment of truth. Everybody ready? Ah, shit, I'm just kidding. Alright. That's one. And there's two. Yeehaw. We're all set. Now, one key to properly functioning Made in America Coleman piece of equipment is this aluminum nameplate right here. Now, you probably saw that was peeling off earlier. As soon as I hit that with the super glue, you just get you some super glue and glue that back on. As soon as you do that, then the device becomes sufficiently macho to function appropriately. And there we go.